Hey guys, welcome back to Dudes and Don'ts. This is episode motherfucking 8.
Episode 8. We made it. It's chilling. We're chilling. It's fine. Episode 8. And we finally got our audio to sound good, which, good for fucking us. It took us 8 weeks.
It only took 2 months of us trying to figure out how to sound good.
You had to see. We were supposed to film not today. And you had to see the
dilemma. We were supposed to film yesterday.
Yeah.
And unless I had a fucking mental breakdown on this table.
Yeah, almost like tears coming out of my eyes. Like, it was the worst experience. I was on Google. I was on YouTube. I was really trying to figure out how to make my voice not sound like I was literally in the other fucking room. And look at where we're at now, baby.
It must have taken her 3 hours.
Yeah.
Finally, she figures it out and she just breaks down and she just starts crying. And I'm like, what happened? Because obviously I'm not helping. And I'm on
she was on her phone the whole time. I'm here having a mental breakdown. YouTube in one ear, like another podcast in another ear, and like fucking Google Images, WikiHow on my computer. And she's there like, you good? Oh my God, did you see this girl on Instagram? And I'm like, Amanda, this is really not the time.
She just starts crying. And I'm like, but why are you sad? Like, it's fine. You fixed it. And I just, like, it took so long and I'm so fucking tired.
It's like no one knows what the fuck they're doing anymore.
Let's just give them the do's and don'ts.
Oh man, but whatever. Now we're back at it. I feel like we really went into depth. Like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no one cares.
Okay, so I feel like, in all seriousness, I haven't seen you in a long time.
No,
like I saw you yesterday, but like you were only crying, so I left. But like I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, no, you're actually right, because like we both work now. We're like working women.
Yeah, women of the workforce, respected within the community.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it is a long time. It's definitely the longest that we've been apart. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean we've. It's actually been a bit less than 2 weeks, but honestly, like, fuck you.
Fuck. What the fuck's new with you, honestly?
Nothing much. I went on a date.
You went on a date?
I went on a date. It was fun.
We're gonna name him Mr. Traveler.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, that makes sense. Mr. Traveler. Yeah, I went on a date. He was super nice. For those of you that watched the podcast before, different guy than the last date that I went on.
That was a good
one. That one was a little bit of a passe one, you know. Things happen.
You go on a lot of first dates, I realize.
Yeah, like I've been single for 2 years-ish. And I've been on
a lot of dates.
I really.
But you only ever do the first, and then you just get a bunch of free food and you leave.
I feel like I'm getting really exposed right now.
Sorry.
I get the free food and I go. No, honestly, I find a first date very important to actually get to know a person. So if you're not really vibing with them on the first date, then for me, it's just usually a waste of time to go on a second date. But I mean, this one was fun. I guess it was okay.
Where did you guys go?
We went to a restaurant in the Old Port. It was super good. The Old Port is in Montreal, for everybody that's not in Montreal watching, but I mean, whatever. Probably not many, like the 3 ones in like Russia or something. We went to a restaurant in the Old Port. It was super good. I mean, it was a bit overrated, but okay. And then we went to watch a hockey game, like...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he's a hockey fan, and it was cute.
Wait, but isn't the arena...
No, yeah, not like at a hockey game, like on a TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was fun.
I find going on a first date is very, like...
I feel weird. Like I wasn't really myself.
No?
Because sometimes on a first date, like, you have to really catch the vibe of the person. And, like, sometimes I'm a lot. You would know this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a lot. So, like, I don't feel like I could have been 100%, like, myself right away.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens a lot on a first date, especially when it's people that you've never met before or people that you don't really know.
I feel like the person, like, for me, the person has to be extremely talkative and social, or else it's just like the awkward staring and the like smiling. It's just like, get me the actual fuck out of there, please, sir. Like, he has to be like a talker.
Yeah, no, I agree, because considering the fact that it's probably the first time that you guys are meeting, if it's not, then then
Yeah.
okay.
Because
But
speaking
regardless-
on text is one thing, but then in person, it's like, I can't send you an emoji. Like, we actually have to have a conversation.
yeah, exactly.
I find there's so much pressure on the notion of a first date because it just sets the mood for your entire, like, maybe relationship.
Exactly.
Like, it just sets the whole mood. So for me, I like to kind of chill with him before the first date. Like, when I say date, I mean, like, just
out
you
to a
two
restaurant,
intimately, like a restaurant or ice cream, whatever. Like, I would just like somewhere super casual and low for like, there's not that pressure on you.
Yeah.
That's
No, I agree. I agree just because it's really fun to like actually get to know the person before the first date, considering like on the first date, oh my God, considering on the first date, you definitely want to be able to be comfortable with them.
Yeah.
Like you're spending the whole day with them, like, or maybe not the whole day, but you're spending hours with them on end, right? So you have to be comfortable enough to like talk to them for the entire time, to be able to make conversation the entire time. Like you have to know them a little bit before you go on
I
the first
do
date.
like, this is gonna be so weird, but I do a little bit of research before.
Okay.
So like I'm gonna kind of do like a little bit of stalking so that if ever, God forbid, there's that awkwardness, I could bring up something that I know he likes.
Oh yeah,
Because
yes.
I looked it up.
I've used this actually.
Yeah.
I was with a guy that like one time really liked boxing. So I was like, oh, like how's boxing going?
Oh, odds out of 10 you punch me in the face. Could you imagine? You'd be like,
I mean,
what the fuck?
I really wouldn't even be.
I'm freezing. I'm so sorry.
Oh my! She literally just pulled out a blanket out of nowhere and is covering herself with like this warm ass fuzzy blanket.
Okay, let's
All
continue.
right, she looks like she's really living her best life here.
Like a little burrito.
But yeah, like there was a guy who was super into boxing, and I'm like, wow, like how's boxing going? And then we had a full on like conversation about boxing and then sports, and then it led to other things. So it is important. You're right.
Yeah,
like,
to really
actually
know
a
your
bit.
facts and just like have like something to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. And when you go on a first date with a guy, this is such a debate that I feel like is super important to talk about. When you go on a date with a guy, do you always expect the guy to pay? This is a first date, okay? Like, not if you're dating. We get it. Like, if you've been dating for like 5 years, like, yeah, like go halvesies once in a while because like you're not gonna make his pockets hurt for the rest of your fucking life. I get that. I get it. On the first date, you know, the one that you're like,
Okay, so this is the thing. This, I believe, everybody should follow, my opinion.
okay,
But
listen the fuck
some
up.
guys will kind of do the test to see, like, does she expect me to pay for everything? Kind of like foreshadowing the relationship. So what I do is let's say the waiter comes and he says 1 bill or 2 bills, because that's, you always get asked that. Just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and wait to see what he says. If he says 2 bills, just like take it in
Live
the ass
with
and
it.
pay. But
Never go out with him ever again.
no, I mean whatever. But if he says 1 bill and now the waiter's coming and it's suspenseful and he puts down I'm speaking as a waitress, you will put down the bill not to the man but in the middle of the table. It's just a thing that waiters and waitresses do. So you're gonna put they're gonna have the bill in the middle of the table. You as the girl, you're gonna do like the extendo max and like pretend to reach for it but never actually grab it.
I've never done that in my life.
You've never done that in your life?
I
The
just
bill's
stare.
coming. He's there. You just sit there like a jabroni. Yeah?
I just stare. I just know, like,
No.
like I look at it. I don't know, because I feel like I don't want to be like fighting with him.
No,
for
you
the
don't fight.
bill.
That's it. You're gonna, okay, just listen to me.
Okay, sorry,
So
sorry.
the bill's on the table. You're gonna go reach for it. And now that he sees you're doing the motion, he's gonna be like, oh wow, this girl's so cool. Like, she was actually gonna pay for the bill. Like, what a hot ass bitch. But then he's gonna be like, no, babe. And he's gonna grab it. This will work 99% of the time. And for a little
true.
while, you're never really gonna touch it. You're just gonna be like, oh no, wait. But like, you never.
I can't really reach it.
You
Hold
never
on.
actually grab it. Like, you never actually grab the bill, but you're gonna do like the le geste that like you're gonna grab the bill and like you would pay, or you're gonna be like, or when he has it now, you're gonna be like, oh no, like let me, and he'll be like, no, and then you never have to pay
Listen,
instead of just standing there, because some guys find it's like,
obviously,
they're gonna be
like,
like, what, like this fucking bitch expects me to pay for everything.
yeah, I've actually like offered to pay when it's more, because to be honest, I haven't been on many dates where it's like sit down at a restaurant, fancy ass, like, okay, I've been on more like movie dates, and like we went to like Milano's once, which is like it's like a place where you order at a counter. Okay, it's like a fast food. And we went to like the drive-in ones. Like there's like different dates like that. I've offered to pay.
Even drive-in, like you could be like,
no,
here, take my debit.
Yeah, exactly. But I've offered to pay in situations like that because like it's easier for me to like put my 2 cents in. I feel like it's just awkward for me to go for the full bill when I know for a fact, like, for his masculinity, he's usually gonna want to pay for it.
Touch it. Like, if you get stuck with it, then like I don't know what to tell you. But
then you never go out with him ever again.
Don't actually touch the bill. Like, just do like the reach, but don't ever physically grab it and like fucking lunge it away from it.
You're gonna wait for him to be like, no, but if he never does, you're just gonna like flounder your hand on top of the bill. Like, oh, there's like a magnetic
like you're
force
doing
that's not allowing me to actually pick up the bill. I'm so sorry, but like I can't.
See, but I know this girl who recently has been going on a lot of dates with a guy, and he never ever pays. Like, she's always gonna pay. No. She's always gonna pay, and I think they've been going out for like 4 months now. And he's never gonna pay for anything. And for her, she was like, you know, like he won't even reach for the bill. Like, he'll literally like toss it to her, type of thing. And she was asking me like, what, like, is that weird? Is that a red flag? Like, I don't really know what that means. And I said, like, I would address it. I would just say, like, you know, like, especially because she's like young, like, I would be like, listen, like, I'm working, I don't have like all the money in the world, like maybe, or if she wants to be kind, she'd be like, let's pay for our own things, instead of being like, you pay. You could be like, let's pay for our own things. Like, I've been paying.
I feel like it's not a red flag, but it's definitely an issue for the future, because at the end of the day, like, if you're not like trying to be equal at this point, imagine if you guys like actually end up being in like a full-fledged balls deep relationship.
But I'm not saying that she has to make him pay all the time. I'm not saying that. No, and I don't think that's right.
Me neither at all. But like, what's the difference between him paying all the time and her paying all the time? Like, why could she pay all the time? Like, that's not fucking fair.
That's not fair.
She should be
but
like,
it's not even fair for a guy to pay all the time. But a lot of men, it's like, don't question my masculinity. Like, I'm the man.
Like, I guess that's like an old school.
Yeah, but I guess like in a way, like, times are different, and like we're young and we're still working. So it's like,
for sure, things should change. You know, like fucking equal rights.
I wouldn't mind paying
equal rights.
Equal rights.
Equal rights. Men should be equal like women.
You're right, but just like, don't abuse it either.
No, I agree.
And like you like,
unless he's a billionaire. No.
And then once when you're doing that extendo max, you could grab it once in a while and like, you know what, babe? Like, pay me back later.
No, of course. Pay me back later.
Yeah.
No, of course. Like, I do agree that like a man should. I just think on the first date, a man should pay. Just because I feel like most of the time it is the man that asks out the girl to go to wherever he plans on going. And like, in tradition,
it's like very like chivalrous.
Yeah,
I guess
that's say. I wouldn't even know how to pronounce that word, so thank God she came out and said that.
University. No, yeah, it's very chivalrous.
University.
Hi, like.
But yeah, I do think that
every single time, like, not to like know your shit, but every single time you went on these first dates, because you went with multiple men, it's not the same guy all the time, do you just like let them pay, or will you be like, no, like, let me pay, like Mr. Worldwide or whatever I call them? Mr. Traveler. Mr. Worldwide.
With him, with the last date that I went on, I was actually speaking to him like before the date, and I told him like, oh, that day I had made a lot of money at work, so like, bills on me tonight. And he like made a joke
jokingly, or you were like, I'm fucking racking it in, like a boss ass bitch.
Literally exactly what I said. I'm like, I literally made boss moves today, I'm racking it in today, so like, supper's on me tonight.
What did he say?
And he goes, no fucking chance I'm ever making you pay for your dinner on a first date. So I was like, okay. So then at the restaurant, like, because he had already said that, I didn't like go for the army because like, he made it very clear. But every other time I have offered to pay, I like took out my cash and I'm like, oh no, stop it. Babe, are you sure? Like, stop. Oh my God, like, you're so nice. And then like, I say thank you and I move on with my day, you know. But like, I just kind of expect it if you're a man.
Really?
I kind of expect it. I don't know. I'm a bitch, I guess. Or like maybe I just like, but I just think like most men for their masculinity feel like they should pay on the first date. And like, I guess because I grew up with that, like in movies and stuff, like it's always like that. Like I've seen that my whole life. Like it's just like, to me, like if he makes you pay or if you go halvesies, it's like what's wrong? Like why?
Yeah.
Like the first time we ever meet, you're supposed to make a good impression.
Yeah. No, I do get what you're saying.
No, you're staring at me like I'm a cunt from the fucking hell.
No, I do get what you're saying. It's just that, like, sometimes I feel like at our age where, like, financially we're not at the place we'd want to be yet.
Yeah.
That if you're going out, like,
But
excessively, like, it's, like, it's a bit much.
But I'm talking, like, solely on the first date.
Okay.
I'm talking solely on the... After that, like, no. Oh, my God. I will always, like, offer to pay. I will always try to pay. But if you're, like, unable to bring somebody out on a first date to, like, to a restaurant that's... the plates are like $50 a person, then don't bring them there.
Yeah.
Bring them to like the drive-in or bring them to the movies or bring, like, maybe not the movies. Let's talk about that later, because fuck the movies for a first date.
People now, I've noticed, their idea of like a first date and whatever will be chilling in a car.
Yeah, because you actually get to well, okay, now with
How
COVID,
do we feel about this? How do I feel about this? I remember once he was like,
Sucks.
I'll pick you up, and I was like, oh, where are we going? He's like, no, we're just gonna park and talk. And I was like, okay, like,
no, I guess it's okay. It's better than the movies because one, the movies you can talk for a first date.
First date movies, shit.
No,
like
don't
the guy,
ever do that.
That's a red flag for me. If you're like, let's go to the movies on a first date, you don't want to get to know me, you don't want to know anything about me, and chances are you're only talking to me for
fuck.
one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry to be so blatant about that, but that's pretty much what it's gonna be. So at the end of the day, chilling in a car is fine because for one, with COVID, there wasn't really many places to go.
Yeah. But that
other
drive-in
than that,
theater that recently opened in Montreal, that was... See now it's
That's
weird because
fun.
that's actually okay.
That's fun. That's okay.
But I'm not talking about a movie theater where you're in the dark and it's like you really can't talk because
and then
the guy
the person
behind
to your fucking left is gonna be shushing you like fucking talking Tom or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah. But I do think that if you're trying to actually grow something with this person and go on like dates with them and actually get to know them, you should be bringing them somewhere and not chilling in a car with them.
And something memorable, something that it's
exactly.
like, because a lot of the times the first dates, like they repeat themselves. It's like,
Well,
you're gonna go to a
ever-
restaurant, but it's like, imagine going to like, one of those cute little mazes, like
yeah,
that they have,
like
or,
if ever you're on a game show and they ask you like what your first date was and you pull out the fucking movies, you think people are gonna be like, no,
Why
they're gonna
would
be
they
like,
on a
pussy boy.
game show? What? Alessia's
Did you ever watch like dating, those dating game shows where you have to like, it says like, what was your first date, and then there's the girls on one side and the guys on the other side?
Absolutely not.
What? I used to watch those all the time. Then everybody fucking sucks. For everybody that knows what I'm talking about. For the first date memories.
Please, if you watch it, comment down below and let me know
Nobody watches
what
it.
it's
I'm like
called
on
and
my
why
own.
you'd spend your time watching other people's love life.
I think it's even like an MTV show, so fuck you. Actually, it's just like newlyweds. It's like the newlywed game. It's like newlywed couples, and then like they ask like the girls like, okay, what was your first date with the guy? And they ask the guy like, what was your first date with the girl? And then they both have to write it down. And if it's the same, then they get a point. And if it's different, then they probably get a divorce. You get it?
Yeah, I wish I didn't, but I get it.
Okay, anyways. The movies is a stupid first date, so don't do it. It's basically the moral of my story.
Car chilling is cute.
No.
But not on the first date.
Exactly.
Like once you get to know each other and you guys just want to talk and like both of you used to live with your parents and there's nowhere really to go. Okay, you could have like a little car chilling in a little parking lot with like... Once, this guy... Oh, so cute now that I think about it. But anyways, it was during COVID and we couldn't go to the movies or whatever. And like when we were talking, we were both watching a show. So he would watch it, I would watch it, and we'd be on the phone together being like, oh my God, did you just see that? Oh my God, she just killed her husband. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then when we chilled in the car, it was just going to be like a car chilling. He had brought his laptop and a bunch of snacks. So we watched a movie from the car.
That's so cute.
It was actually like for COVID times. Like, see, like I remember that because it was just like, oh wow, like this is different. This is cute.
Sitting down and chilling in a car.
And it was just us watching it. So it's not like somebody could like shush us every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute. I love that.
That was a cute little...
Yeah,
but I like activities. I like doing things.
I agree.
More than anything.
Like, take me to Greece. Okay.
The fact that I'm still in this little blanket is like really baffling me right now.
Yeah, she
I'm
actually blows my
freezing.
mind.
Even today at work. Like, what's wrong with me?
I don't know.
Must be my cold ass heart. I'm kidding. It's just, I'm just fucking cold.
Speaking about your cold ass heart. Okay, so you've definitely been on first dates before, even though you say that I've been on a lot. You've been on some.
Yeah, I've been on quite a few.
And are there any first dates that you've been on that like you literally never wanted a second date? 'Cause
So many.
same,
Are you kidding me?
same. Yeah.
How do you approach it, you, when it's like time to just like shut her down?
I become a bitch from hell.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the sweetest thing.
No, I'm actually not a bitch. Listen to my theory. So basically, like, we start like talking a little bit less, and like I kind of like push him a bit to the side a little bit.
You do the ghost 101.
Yeah, I do the ghost 101, but I don't ghost like right after
It's
the
the
first date.
gradual
It's
ghost.
The gradual ghost.
This is what we call the gradual
we will
ghost.
definitely patent this as the gradual ghost. So you
Trademark
just
that shit.
kind of like start telling them you're really busy in the day, and then like
You answer less and less.
Yeah.
You don't answer the texts at all, that calls at all.
yeah, so that then eventually like we have the little talk, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm just really busy, and like I'm not really looking for a relationship, and I'm not really like trying to be with anybody anymore. So that's pretty much that. And then
Yeah.
I just never talk to them again. So even if
Yeah.
they answer, if they don't answer, if they text me a million times, like I decide to never speak to them ever again.
Yeah,
pretty
no,
much.
I do that too. I do the gradual ghost, which is like
Wow.
slowly
Twin.
but surely start ghosting, but not like I don't rip it off like a band-aid. Like I just start like fading into the abyss, you know? And
It's like, Amanda, where'd she go?
yeah. But then if like I see they're very persistent, I'm just gonna be like, I'm so sorry, like the timing is just off. I'm so busy, and like I'm so busy that I don't have the time to fit you in my schedule because my priorities right now are school and work. People watching this, I have it in my notes. I copy paste it in my it's there so that I don't have to retype it. So if they ever find each other, they could all just form a cult and I'll have the same
Well,
text.
same, because you pretty much send me what to send the guys anyway.
Oh, I send you what to say.
So we're pretty much
Because
like all of
it's
the
like,
guys
it
that we've
doesn't
ever.
hurt their ego. They're like, oh, like she's so sweet and she just doesn't have the time. And look at her, she's focusing on school and work. And
Yeah, we just really exposed the fuck out of ourselves, didn't we?
whatever it is, what it is, you get what you
Do's
give.
and don'ts ways, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's how I approach
gradual
that.
ghost.
The
It's
gradual ghost.
definitely a fucking. It works. It works. It makes you seem like less of a bitch. It makes you seem like a boss bitch because it means that you have other priorities other than men. And
Yeah.
if men can't understand that, then they could go
Sounds
suck
like a
my
personal
invisible
issue
dick.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
So exactly.
This is my question because this is my situation at hand. If you go on a first, let's say you're talking to somebody and like it hasn't been that long and you go on that first date, are you now restricted to be exclusive? To him? Are you?
I fucking hope not. Listen, I think that there's a lot of progress that needs to be built.
Like if you're going on a date with one person and then a week later you're on a date with somebody else but you're still talking to that first initial person, are you a hoe or are you just like
I hope not.
looking at your options here?
I think, okay, you've watched Friends in your life? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They go on dates with hundreds of men and like they're not hoes. And it's really just because like they want to expand their horizons. Like there are 7 billion people in the world. How do you know that this one
But you
person
have to
from
make
this one
sure
school
that the guy knows
that this is happening?
that this is happening. Because if let's say you're on a date and he walks in there with his friends and he's like, wow, Alessia, pretty sure we were together last
Hi,
night. but-
boyfriend number 4, me boyfriend number 3. Imagine. Like, no, I do agree that like you guys should both definitely be on the same page, but I do also think that like unless you guys have that exclusive talk, then like obviously go for it. Like why not? Like meet other people. I don't like you enough at this first date point to actually care if you're going out and meeting other people unless I start liking you so much that it's actually going to hurt my heart, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that at that point you would definitely have that conversation.
Yeah.
But personally, I think like the more dates you go on, the more people you meet, the better, because then you definitely know that this specific person that you eventually do end up being with is the person that you liked the most.
Yeah.
Because if you're only with literally 3 people or 2 people or 1 person in your life, like, how do you know there's not a guy in, like, New York that's, like, you're fucking so...
The fuck?
No, you know what I mean, right? Like...
I'm trying to cover myself more. Here. Okay, go.
Amanda's, like, flailing with the blanket. She's, like, really getting fucking cozy up in there. But no, like, how don't you know that there's somebody else that's definitely more for you than this person if you just go on a first date and then you're like, okay, not talking to anybody else ever again?
Oof. This subject, you could totally go in depth with this subject, because I am a firm believer that you're gonna have a lot of loves of your life. So like, you could find one here and then you could move somewhere else and find another love of your life. Like, I don't believe there's just one person for one person.
I get that.
Do you get that?
I do get that.
I've been judged because of this.
Well, I do get that. I guess, like, you grow in love with somebody.
Yeah.
I do agree. I just...
Like, how many times can you say you've been in love?
Are you actually asking me this question?
I'm actually asking you.
I think twice.
Twice?
Yeah. I was in love twice. But, like, do I actually know if I was in love? Like, did I get butterflies and shit? Like, no. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I was actually in love. I don't know. But regardless, I just feel like, how are you supposed to know if you don't, like, expand your horizons? If you're going on dates with people, or if you're going on a date with a person, and then even after the first date, if you want to continue to get to know them, that's fine. Continue to get to know them. But unless you guys decide that, like, you're super exclusive, then why can't you get to know other people too?
But are you sleeping with these people?
No. I have a rule. No. I have a rule that I don't hook up with anybody before at least a month, 2 months before I, like, actually get to know them. I'm sorry, world. I exposed myself. But yeah, because I don't know. I feel like, fuck you if you only want to sleep with me. Like, get to know my personality type thing. And if you stick around for a month, then, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, good for fucking you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my...
I don't remember what movie it was that I watched that the girl was like 3 dates or 4 dates, or maybe it was a show. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a thing that she does.
Yeah.
Then on the 4th he dipped.
Oh, you see? And then he just didn't get it. So then it's good. No more higher body count for you and loss for him.
Yeah.
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 So that's pretty much my thing. Also, like, after a first date, if you do want a second date, do you as a girl ever initiate a second date?
Oh. I've said like a few dates, because wait, do they talk to you right after the date, or do they kind
Depending how fucking stage 5 clinger he is.
Yeah. Okay, because it depends. If he hasn't spoken to me after the date in a few days and I really enjoyed his company, then I'll text him and be like, oh, that was so fun what we did Friday. Like, we should do it again. And then he'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, what are you doing tomorrow? Like, that's how I would approach that. But I'll never be the one to say, like, oh, I made reservations at, like, Sophia's. Like, that's
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long do you think after the first date should you message?
I think, like, let's say we have the date today. The next day, I don't really, like, you could talk to me a bit, but, like, just kind of let me miss you.
Yeah.
You know, like,
oh, that's so important.
like, don't constantly be up my anal cavity. Like, just let me miss you. And then the day after, so, like, on the third day, talk to me.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, that was fun. What are we doing now? What are you doing now? You want to chill?
Yeah, I totally agree. Let the person miss you.
Like, you don't want to right off the bat be, like, super persistent and, like, people don't like that. I don't like that.
No,
I know
I
a
don't
lot
like
of
that
girls
either.
don't like that. It's annoying.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, definitely show her signs of life.
Yeah.
Like, let's definitely make sure that she knows you're
Apple
alive.
Watch your pulse rate throughout the day, but don't be annoying.
But you don't have to be messaging her all day. That's for fucking sure. I
Yeah.
just very much agree that, especially after a first date, like, these are things that if you guys have been dating, like, don't even watch this podcast. Like, I don't really know what you're doing if you're in a long-term relationship. Like, go fucking watch somebody else. But this, for a first date, like, please don't be up Amanda's anal cavity.
But even people that, like, I don't get the couples that text each other 24/7. Like, Oh my god, like
Like-
what could you possibly be telling each other? Like I used to get annoyed. Like, hey, it's the same thing. What are you doing? Oh, okay. What's up? Nothing much. You? Nothing much. Okay, what are you doing? It's like you just asked me. Like,
No.
oh, it's so annoying.
I know, but
like
I
I'd
think
rather
that
not
that
hear
comes
from
with
you for a
age.
big chunk of the day, and then later on hear from you, like whatever.
I think that comes with age too, just for the sole reason that, I mean, like when I was younger, I was just more often on my phone. So I always wanted somebody to text. And then like now that I'm a fucking businesswoman and I'm actually working every single day, I don't have time. So it's
Yeah.
like the less someone texts me, the more into them I am, because it's like, thank you for giving me my space in a
Yeah.
way. But yeah, I do agree. Like
the
people,
psychology of it is fucked because like you tend to be, if you're fucked up, if you're normal, I guess this doesn't apply to you, but you tend to be more attracted to those that show no interest in you.
Did I not? Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it's like, what? You don't want to talk? What? I love you. Like, what do you mean you don't want to talk to me?
You don't want me?
What?
I want you
love
more.
We're getting married. I planned the wedding. It's actually next week. What are you doing?
That's so funny. But yeah, anyways, I just do believe that like first dates are super important. And at the end of the day, like if you come off too strong right away,
Yeah.
that it's definitely going to make a difference for the future and the way that the other person thinks about you. So a first date, like it's just like probably the day with the most pressure for the entire relationship, just because you really have to get to know each other to actually want to continue talking to each other, essentially. But
No, you're 100% right.
that's pretty much it. And for today's episode of Do's and Don'ts, that's pretty much fucking it.
This episode is sponsored by Trojan.
We fucking wish, honestly.
I saw this thing on Twitter where Trojan goes, oh fuck, it was so fucking funny. It was like a mask.
The fact that we're talking about Trojan,
It had a mask, okay? So it said keeping you safe out and then a condom, and it was like keeping you safe in. Do you get it?
obviously. Am I a 6-year-old
I
child?
laughed so fucking much. I think it's not even that funny. I'm just tired and cold.
Okay. Well, Amanda, thank you for that interesting little bit about Trojan. We really appreciate it. All right. And for today's episode of Dudes and Don'ts, we're out of here. We love you very much. Like and subscribe to our channel. And I mean,
Give us that 5-star rating
Oh,
on
yes.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And with that being said, the
We're
dudes
fucking
and
out.
don'ts girls are out of here.
We
We're
love
going to the
you.
gym.
actually are.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's like no one knows what the fuck they're doing anymore.
Let's just give them the do's and don'ts.